So bipolar, the circuit now is different. So this is bipolar. You would get it out from here as two prongs. So you would have an out into the instrument, into one of the prongs, and back through the other prongs. So if I activate it, now you can see there it's burning. So this is bipolar. So bipolar is relatively safe because it does not require, you see I could put it here and still activate it and it will still burn. I could put it here and still activate it and it would still burn. So the issue with bipolar is it does not require a return electrode because one of these prongs is in and one of these prongs is out back to the machine. So it's completing the circuit itself. Now this bipolar, when you activate it, correct, you will say yes, then that is very safe. Agreed but not agreed. Why? Because the problem with bipolar is the issue of lateral thermal spread. So if you see closely here, when I burn here, Bashir, you can just hold this for me. It won't burn you. So when I burn this, so you can see what would happen is it is burning, but as it burns and this area gets desiccated, the dry tissue does not allow current to pass through effectively. So what will happen is the current then starts going from the outside to the other prong. So it's going from here, but this area is dry, so it starts going from outside. When that area is dry, it starts going even further outside. So the problem with bipolar is that you will get lateral thermal spread. So that is the danger part. So when you are using bipolar, there are certain tips you have to follow to ensure that you use it safely, not use it the way you would want. What are these tips? Number one, you would use the lowest settings possible, because there is also another problem with bipolar is the way people use it is different. When I would use this bipolar, let's assume I would use it for 3 seconds and I would stop and I would try and cut the tissue and I would realize it's bleeding. So the next time someone else uses it or I use it, I would say no, the 3 seconds was not enough, let me continually use it until everything cooks. And then I cut and sometimes it still bleeds. And then this tissue, the tissue here always sticks, you get carbonization. So the effective use of bipolar is to make sure you do not get carbonization, you get white dry tissue, not black carbon tissue, and you avoid lateral thermal spread. So how would you do that? You would make sure that you would use bipolar in pulsatile fashion. So you activate, stop, activate, stop. So you allow it to cool in between to reduce the lateral thermal spread. Number two, so it could be either activate, stop, or hold, release, hold, release, hold, release, hold, release. You would do that a couple of times until you get nice white uniform dry tissue and then cut through. And cut in small bits as you go on. So don't try and take a big chunk at once, because to burn it will take a lot of time, and number two is it will cause a lot of lateral thermal spread. So small bites and short bursts, pulsatile, low settings. Effective stretch and pressure would be necessary. So this is about bipolar use. So the problem with bipolar is it cannot be used for every action. So monopolar is a much more versatile current. You can cut with it, you can coagulate with it, you can burn with it. Whereas with bipolar, you would not get the cutting. There are bipolars in scissors as well, but they are not as effective and as fine as the monopolar ones. So monopolar can be connected to anything, including L-hook, scissors, a grasper, anything. Whereas bipolar will need specialized instruments which have been made with an insulator between the two prongs, otherwise you would short circuit. So even the scissors that have been made are made that way. That one of the scissor handle is actually not, it's plastic, the other one is metal. And then, because if they had both metal and you had a screw connecting the two, that would short circuit and it would immediately break the circuit. So this is about bipolar. Now, as we move on, let me see if there is anything else on capacitor, insulation, bipolar. So this is the traditional bipolars. The newer bipolars, things like ligature, end-seal, the gyrus PK, impulse. These newer bipolar methods are all having less lateral thermal spread, and they are actually using pressure plus the bipolar energy.